We are saying the name and the government that shall rule I and I. It's upon the soul as a fire and I, the people. Yeah, man. The voice of the people is the voice of Almighty. Oh, we are saying judgment still, loot and fire. Me see it crystal clear. Them sell the people in a deep despair. Insecure, so them go build all them bombs and nuclear.
This year and the year before, the last election, the point is that she's second in delegates right now. They need to be reporting on Fox News, and she doesn't have a chance in hell. She's getting more delegates to the lot of these idiots.
Are you okay? Are you willing to wager on this? Anything you want to wager, Ron Paul doesn't get the Republican nomination.
So if you look at the new law, one thing to keep in mind is that the board is required to implement rules by December 1st. We're not required to have growers, processors, or retailers selling before that time. But in order to look at that December 1st deadline, what we've done is we've backed up from that. And if you see in our implementation timeline, we're looking at grower licenses being available in August. Obviously, they're going to need 3 or 4 months in order to grow the cannabis for the processor and the retailer to be able to sell it. So we're looking at the first of the year, December or January of 2014, as the date that the retail outlets will open.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower, you can use them in every country, your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Bitcoins are generated all over the internet by anybody running a free application called a Bitcoin miner. Mining requires a certain amount of work for each block of coins. This amount is automatically adjusted by the network such that Bitcoins are always created at a predictable and limited rate. Your Bitcoins are stored in your digital wallet, which might look familiar if you use online banking. When you transfer Bitcoins, an electronic signature is added. After a few minutes, the transaction is verified by a miner and permanently and anonymously stored in the network. The Bitcoin software is completely open source and anybody can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Let's look at some examples of how Bitcoins are already used today. You can purchase video games, gifts, books, servers, and alpaca socks. Several currency exchanges exist where you can trade your Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Bitcoins are a great way for small businesses and freelancers to get noticed. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, there are no chargebacks or fees, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For your first Bitcoins and more information, visit weusecoins.com.